Hey everybody. Today I wanted to cover some of my stitches that are together stitches. So in some of my patterns, I have stitches that on the chart would look like this, or maybe this, or maybe this. And then in the written pattern, they're really long. They might look like this, or this, or this. And really, what they're doing is they're just combining all of these stitches into one. So the way that I've done it is that just like as it's written, you work left to right. So you would work this stitch, then this stitch. So you'd work down to the right, down to the left. On this one, you'd work down to the right and then down. I do them in the order that makes the most sense. So it doesn't look like it makes sense here, but it does when you work the stitch, just like this one. It's double crochet down to the right and down to the left. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to work each of the stitches I just had on that paper. For the first one, when you look at the fabric, we're working 3 different loops. So if this is the loop that's next, to work the next stitch, the next combination of stitches, we're going to come down. This is the front loop only. To do the diagonal, you go over 2 to the right, so 1, 2. So this is the first stitch we're going to work. Then the second stitch is going to be the one that's straight down, and the third stitch is going to be 2 to the left. We're going to work all of them together, which means we never complete the stitch, and so it still only leaves us a 1-to-1 ratio on our stitches. So it's going to only work this one. We'll leave 1 loop at the top so that it's 1, 1, 1, 1 loop, rows and columns, 1 loop all the way up. And then after we work that, typically the next stitch would probably be a single crochet in the back loop only. So that's what we would work into this one. So let me show you how we're going to do that. So we're going to yarn over. Here's the front loop only, 1, 2 to the right. We'll work into that one. Now I'm not going to complete my double crochet. Partway through, I'm going to yarn over, and this is my front loop only. So we'll work into that one. Everyone's going to have a little bit different way of doing this. I yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. I still don't complete that stitch. I'm going to yarn over, and 1, 2 to the left is my last stitch. I'm going to begin a double crochet, sort of, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, so that's going to create kind of a triangle. It's going to fill out that little area. And then in the back, you can see I worked that stitch. So I'm going to go into, I'm skipping this stitch, and I'm going to single crochet into this stitch. Assuming that's what's next on the pattern, I don't really know. And that is what that looks like. And then you are left with a triangular shape. For the next example stitch, we're going down and to the right, and then straight down. So if you take a look at the fabric, this is our next stitch, right here. So down into the front loop only is this one. The diagonal takes us 1, 2 to the right. So we're going to work into this loop and then this loop. To do that, we'll yarn over, down, 1, 2. We don't finish it. And then we look at the fabric. This is the front loop only. And this is where we're going to complete it. We yarn over, pull through 2, and then we're going to yarn over and pull through 3. And that's what that one will look like. It's a half of a triangle. And for the last one, we have a V shape, and this one appears quite commonly on my patterns. So what we're going to do is, if this is the next stitch, this would be the front loop only. 1, 2 to the right takes us here. That's the first stitch we're going to work. And then if this is the front loop only, 1, 2 to the left takes us into here, and that's the second stitch we're going to work. So we're going to work here and then here. So we yarn over, down, 1, 2. We don't complete it. Work down, 1, 2. And there you go. These stitches, you know, in crochet, they look a little messy right now. You got to massage them a little bit, but once the yarn relaxes, it all comes together. So these are examples of some of the together stitches that you'll see in my patterns. And just to recap, when you see them on the chart and you see multiple stitches in a box, you work them left to right. So whichever stitch is on the left, that's the first one you work, and then you continue to the right. And then when you're working the written pattern, it is a long stitch. But again, you also work them left to right. I hope that helps understand some of my special stitches.